Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review. This is episode number 29, and this one I'm reviewing the newest episode of Boruto, Naruto, Next Generations, episode number 29. Yep, the new Seven Swordsmen of the Mist. I think that's right. Let's see. Yeah, it's new Seven Swordsmen. Yep, that's what it's called. And the episode starts off right where the last one left off, where these kids who say that they are the children of the Seven Swordsmen. One of them says, the one who holds the lightning fang, the two twin sword that shoots out lightning. She says she's the daughter of Raiga. I'm thinking, Raiga, you mean a character from a filler arc from the original Naruto series? I had to look it up. I remember it was one of the arcs. I'm trying to remember. It was either seasons 4 or 5, this particular arc, when they took on him. Let's see. I have to look him up on here. I know apparently he's canon, from what I've heard. Let's see here. Let's see. Because I remember him showing up in one of the filler arcs. It might have been season 5. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I remember it might have been an arc. I remember he appeared in a filler arc where it was Naruto teaming with Team Guy to take on Raiga, who apparently it was kind of like a similar situation where it was with the because they were looking for Sasuke, so he decided to go along because, well, it could possibly lead him to Sasuke. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see if I know I remember seeing it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to remember see exactly what was the it was one of the arcs. Okay, here we go. It was an arc in season 4. That's when Raiga first showed up. And if I remember from the guy, he was a big bulky guy, and he actually died twice in that particular filler story. So I'm actually a little surprised they actually have a character who's a daughter of a character. But from what I've heard, he is canon, so even though the story itself is filler. Yeah. As for the other Seven Swordsmen, unknown who they're related to, and it's assumed that Sasumura, the guy who's supposedly the leader of the new Seven Swordsmen, I've heard a rumor that he might be Kasime's son. He looks like Kasime, but Kasime had blue skin. And of course the two gill things on his cheeks, right here, in his eyes. But this guy looks like he's very pinkish. He could be experimentation of Orochimaru, I don't know. And speaking of Orochimaru, the younger brother of one of the Seven when the previous Seven Swordsmen, what is his name? Because I know he showed up just again in this episode. His name is Sugetsu. Yeah. Once again, he shows up. This time, it's not a cameo. He's actually seen for more than just. He's seen for a couple scenes in here, and he talks to Mitsuke. And then somehow, basically, while he's talking to Mitsuke in this conversation, somehow, during the course of a conversation, that because Sasada and Boruto talked, the Dekai sort of cover for them, for roll call. And somehow, Inojin and Shikidai get sort of interested. I think their explanation is kind of sketchy. So we go and somehow they stumble upon Mitsuke meeting with Sugetsu, and somehow they get recruited to take down the guy who's leader of the Seven Swordsmen. But before Boruto reaches there, he meets up with the Masakage, who basically convinces that this is just not a big revolution, just basically a bunch of kids having a fight. Which, that's kind of true, and he basically instigates it where he's kind of hurt, but he wants to get back at them for hurting him. That's kind of true. Though this is something I don't know if anybody's pointed this out. I know his jacket is torn, but his jacket was also torn in the Boruto film. But yet in the film he had no problem after his jacket was torn one time, and he kept it that way. Here it's basically in his shoulder. It's like right near his shoulder. That's where the tore is. I don't know if he gets that fixed or not, because in the film his jacket is perfectly fine. There's no stitches in it. I don't know if that's a continuity error or something. I don't really know. But even me is basically impressed by Boruto's acting. Somehow convinced that, yeah, he could definitely take him on. I'm like, okay. And she still does her sort of little semi-seductive stuff that she did during Shippuden, where she basically gives Boruto sort of a seductive look, even though she's probably about 40 years older than he is. Yeah. She's like 40 years older than he is. Now, I have no idea how old Mi is. My personal guess, she's probably in her, I'd say mid-40s. Mid to late 40s, I'd say. I'd say it could be either mid-40s to about early 50s. I don't know. They have not specifically stated exactly how old she is in the series. Now, yeah. But it's always great to see her, and yeah, and she doesn't do very much in this episode. She's seen standing around doing a little bit, having a good conversation with me. Now, Chochiro does know about the break-in at the museum. Though I'm still curious though, how in the world did the Mist get back all the swords of the Seven Swordsmen? How in the world did they get these things back? Yeah, I'm curious about that, especially since one of them is with Killer Bee. I mean, it looks like the actual sword. I mean, it doesn't act like Kaseme's sword. But I'm curious though of how in the world the Hidden Mist got that sword back, especially since Killer Bee kept it as a spoiler of war with the Akatsuki. Yeah, I'm like, how in the world did they get those things back? And it's the same thing with the Lightning Fang swords. Last time I saw them, Jorai had them, and somehow the Hidden Mist got them back. I don't know. Maybe they made duplicate swords. Who knows? Maybe there could be many versions of that sword. Who knows? It's never specifically stated. I thought maybe he might have given it to him, but it turns out that theory is actually proven to be not true, because he has nothing to do with the Seven Swordsmen at all. Apparently, according to them, they're actually backed by somebody who follows the daimyo of the Land of Water. Which, okay, that's actually quite interesting. I wonder who this person is. Maybe reveal in the next few episodes, but who knows. But here's kind of the thing. How can Boruto take down the so-called new Seven Swordsmen with two other people, basically himself, Sadara, and the Mazakage? I get the fact that Mazakage is strong. He's kind of got to need more people. Though, basically, I think that Inojin, I think it's probably going to be Inojin and Shikadai are probably going to get involved with it. And maybe a Wambi. Excuse me, but I highly doubt Dekai himself is going to get involved with it. But, let's see, 3. Yeah, that could be a good even amount, but who knows. I'm a little surprised that, so I guess it's even here. In this, I mean, it's a hit and miss, so it's kind of not surprising because he's from there, and plus his brother was one of the Seven Swordsmen, so it kind of makes sense. And according to what I've seen from when they show his brother animation jutsu, he looks almost exactly like him. I don't know if it's done on purpose, but yeah. But next episode, Sadara versus the daughter of Raiga. This is going to be interesting. Now, Naruto has taken on Raiga and won twice. Sadara's parents never fought the guy. Never. I wonder if somebody will bring up the fact that, okay, because they bring up Raiga, and I wonder if they bring up the fact that it would be interesting if Metal Lee fought her instead of Sadara, because, well, Rock Lee did fight, he did fight briefly Raiga. He's probably the only one there who's actually related to somebody who actually has fought Raiga. Him and Boruto, obviously, But God forbid we actually bring up stuff from filler arcs, or at least have connections. But who knows? But the next episode, Sadra versus the daughter of Raiga, that is going to be interesting. I mean, the next episode is called the Sharagon versus the Lightning Blade Kiba the Fang. This is going to be interesting. Plus more fighting. And plus it looks like that Chocho is losing. Apparently he's dropped his sword. And also one of the 7 swordsmen basically who's got the needle, which I still think is a bizarre choice for a sword. Apparently this thing can make string out of thin air. And it's basically piercing Chocho's skin. I'm sure they probably will keep that in the dub because Viz Media doesn't edit anything. As far as I know, they don't edit anything. They usually edit stuff. They bring stuff in that were in the manga, but they probably wouldn't edit this out. I'm sure if 4Kids did this, they'd probably edit it out. I mean, come on, a very powerful thread going through someone's arm. Yeah, 4Kids would probably edit that out and probably never show it. Viz Media probably would definitely show it. Probably keep it there and just keep it as is. They don't really change all that much stuff from what I can tell. They do change maybe some words of dialogue. They do add some stuff that were not in the original sub for whenever they do dubbing. But yeah, I don't know when they're going to finish up dubbing Shippuden, because the last DVD I saw at Walmart, they only got to episode 416, which is, I think, like partway through season 20. Let me check that. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 3 episodes into season 20. That is basically how far they are in. And basically, there is, since they're up to 416, they've got roughly, let's see, I think it's 80, I think it's like 84 episodes left to dub. Yeah, they got 84 episodes to go. I do not know when they're going to release the remaining episodes of dub. Yeah, Viz Media takes a while to release something in dub form. And for some strange and stupid reason, they release it in small amounts. I mean, the most recent one they did was like episodes 403 to 416. And this is like the 30-second DVD. I mean, come on, really? 32 DVDs? Couldn't you just dub it by season? Or, I don't know, combine it? Something? I don't know. It's really bizarre how Viz Media releases their dub form. At least Filmation releases theirs in big bursts. A lot more than just 13 episodes. Yeah. But that's Viz Media for you. But, of course, they also lack on releasing the light novels. I mean, the last light novel was released like early this year, and it was the Sasuke one. Yeah, the Sasuke light novel, the one I own. That's actually the most recent light novel they released. But there's still like 3 light novels they have not released yet, and I really want to get my hands on them. And it's the one for Gaara, the Hidden Leaf, and the one for Akatsuki, which kind of explains their backstory. I kind of wish these 3 were released here, but who knows? Who knows when Viz Media will release those? But I know Boruto does have a light novel, but I have never read it. No, I've never read the Boruto light novel. I know it has like 1 that I can think of. Yeah, I think it's just 1 or 2. Let me see here. There are at least 3 light novels Boruto's had, and I have never read any of them at all. So, one thing I wish in the future for Boruto, people who do the sub, can we please have scenes where it has connections to the original 2 shows, where they reference stuff? I mean, aside from bringing up a character that I kind of forgot existed. I mean, I remember Raiga very well from an arc from season, like I said, arc from season 4. It was Naruto and Team Guy going to wherever Raiga was to take him on, and they beat him twice. I'm a little surprised Raiga had a child, but yeah, she looks around the right age to be Raiga's child. Raiga must have basically sort of conceived her before he left the village. And of course, they also mentioned Zabuza. And when I saw the Executioner's sword, it looks a bit shorter than it's supposed to be. Yeah, I could have sworn that sword was longer. Like, I remember the first time I saw it in the anime, it was long enough to cover half a room. This one looks like it's barely the length of this guy's. It's basically with the same height as this guy's body. Yeah, and of course the guy who holds is a black guy. Yeah, I don't have a problem with a black guy basically holding a seven sword, be one of the seven swordsmen. That's fine. It's chained. I don't have a problem with black characters holding swords at all. Um, but as far as I know, with this episode, they've only confirmed. As far as I know, they've only confirmed that one of them actually is a child of one of the previous seven swordsmen. As for the rest of them, I don't really know. I think one of them might be close to resembling. I think the woman who has the needle. I think she bears a resemblance to the swordsman who actually previously held it, the one who actually died, the one that Mike Guy's father Mike died killed. Yeah, so there's that. But I'm definitely looking forward to next week's episode. This one looks like so overall. This episode was a great episode, and unlike last episode, which was set up, this one basically is like part one of a big fight that probably would last. Well, I've heard it's going to last probably to episode 34, maybe 35 at most. So this is going to last for quite a while. I'm hoping that maybe Shino or maybe somebody else basically gets involved with this fight and takes down some of these other seven swordsmen. Heck, I would love it if Mike Guy shows up and basically says, "Hey, my dad basically fought your parents like years ago, and he basically nearly killed all of them." Yeah, I'm hoping Mike Guy shows up in the future because it will be something. And they're like, "Hey, aren't you Mike Guy from the Hidden Leaf? You're famous." Yeah, I keep hoping Mike Guy might show up in this series, but he's one person who hasn't yet. He's one of those many people who hasn't shown up yet from the previous generation. I keep hoping it does. Like the only major adult who actually has shown up who was in the previous generation was Kakashi. That's it, just Kakashi. Oh yeah, Kakashi and not his father. That's it. But I keep hoping that one day, basically, Mike Guy might show up because it would be awesome to see the guy again. But he probably can't do very much because, well, he can kind of walk, but he can't really fight that much because his leg was damaged during the 4th Great Ninja War. Though, basically, keep mentioning there might be a 5th one soon, but I highly doubt it. But I've heard rumors there might be one in the series. It's a possibility. But the thing is, who will be the new threat? The rumor is that it's gonna be Kagura's people. Not the character from Hidden Mist character, the guy from Hidden Mist, but the one who's the mother of the Sage of Six Paths, and and also, actually, she's the mother of the Sage Six Paths and the father of the Shinobi of the Moon. Yeah, these two guys, basically her people. Basically, we might get a chance to if there's a 4th Great Ninja War, it's gonna be against them. But be the whole world against them. That would be interesting to see. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for next week for episode 30. Yeah, episode 30. Wow, 30 episodes in by next week. But pretty good so far. I mean, this wasn't a bad episode. This episode was awesome. I just kind of wish the series would have like references to Shippuden and Naruto instead of just Naruto, because it seems like this show only references the main show Naruto, not reference Shippuden. I don't know, but who knows? Okay, but until I see you all in next week's episode, which will be episode 30. Okay, till then, I'll see you there. Bye.